Hi everybody and welcome to Rocking Your Visibility, and we're doing a blab today, and I'm going to be talking today with Nina Warden. And Nina I'm going to actually let her explain who she is and what she does, but she runs her own beauty business. So let me get her to tell you what you do. But just before I do that, I just want to explain a little bit about what your Rock Your Visibility webinars are really all about, or blabs. Basically, I want to I work at Rock Your Fabulous Biz, and I'm all about visibility. And I think a big part of running your own business is about having the confidence and the mindset to get out there and be more visible. And we can know all the strategies in the world, but if we don't actually step up and be brave and shout out about our businesses, who is going to do that? So what I'm doing is just having some interviews and chats with people to get an idea of what they're doing on their visibility and how it's helping them, and hopefully you'll gain some little insights as well of different ways in which you can run your own businesses in terms of boosting your own visibility. And also I think another part of it is that you'll know you're not on your own, because we all have those fears and things that hold us back, and you're not on your own. It's a case of just feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Nina. So welcome, Nina. Really lovely to have you here, and finally that I can hear you and you can hear me. It's all good. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Nina and I run a hair and beauty business. I guess my passion is obviously making busy women, feel really good about themselves, and being able to kind of give them that well-deserved me time that I know definitely I crave, that I don't very often get, but it's just a really nice way to kind of give that back to people. So yeah, I've been basically doing it for about 3 years, and obviously, as Ruby knows, prior to working with her, I thought I was being really visible, and it kind of turns out that I wasn't being that visible at all. So yeah, that's basically what I do. I kind of go to different places, different houses and things like that, and offer hair and beauty treatments at a time and place that suits that person. So yeah,
perfect. So I know with visibility, we can think we're doing all the right things, but it is making sure you're doing all the right things in the right places at the right time, and it is having that perfect combination. But there's a lot of things that hold us back, as I said at the beginning. So what would you say is one thing that stopped you from being visible in your business?
Definitely for me, it was fear, quite a lot of fear. I think mainly because I work with my clients on a one-to-one, and I still, even when I have new clients, I still get those kind of nerves that, yes, of course I know what haircuts do and whatever, but it is just that whole mind monkey thing that sometimes you go, oh, well, they're not going to like you, and all of that sort of thing. So I remember when I first started to try and even contemplate going to a networking meeting, I was like almost hyperventilating in the car, just being like, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know how many people are going to be in there. And it's like, you do just have to do it. And I also think that the more you do it, it's a bit like anything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you kind of feel with it. Definitely for me, I'm only on like my third networking meeting, but it really has become slightly more, I'm no longer the new girl and whatever. And I try and almost set myself a little challenge each time I go to, make at least 2 or 3 connections, and then kind of follow that up with an email afterwards. But definitely in the early days, it was definitely fear for me. I was like, oh my God, I can't put myself out there. What if I put a Facebook post out there and no one likes it? That's going to be horrendous, and things like that. And now I just almost, I don't know if we've had this conversation before, really, but I almost just kind of go, oh, I'm pushing button, and just kind of go away. So yeah.
And it is, I think, oh, there's an echo now as well. I think it's being brave enough to take those small steps and knowing that it is just a step. It's that one baby step that then builds that confidence, and slowly over time it does become easier. I know one of my fears was definitely around networking. I hated it, and it's still not my favourite thing to do, but over time it's more because I'm really worried about me, when actually if you're interested in the other person, you don't need to worry about you. Yes, at some point maybe you'll share your business, maybe you won't, but you're actually having a conversation with somebody, and that just lightens off all of that pressure. And the hyperventilating does calm down a little bit as the more you do it. So just keep going with it. Keep going with it. So you've said that really one of your things was fear. So it's a case of pressing the button and that kind of thing. What other strategies have you done that have helped you to overcome that fear?
So I think definitely for me to obviously go through the Rock Your Visibility program, obviously with yourself, that really taught me quite a lot about mindset. And I hadn't realised before, in a way, how important that was. So it was all well and good kind of saying, well, yeah, I know how to write a blog post and I know how to do some techie bits at a very minimum level. But definitely for me, the mindset really helped, because it's one of those things that you just think to yourself, well, no, I should be able to do this. And, you know, everyone else is doing it. Why do I feel scared? And why do I feel nervous? But until you can kind of understand your mindset and the way that you're kind of set up, I guess it's like it for everyone. I just think that maybe we don't often share or have an opportunity to share the fact that we all feel like that at one point or another.
And I think as well, it's definitely absolutely that. I think as well, you'll have different people will have different fears. So somebody saying to somebody, oh, you're going to go and do a video, would be terrifying. And I know, again, way back, that was really uncomfortable. Saying you're going to do a webinar or whatever it is, that will be really uncomfortable. Whereas someone else say, oh, video, that's easy, but get me writing a blog post, a whole different ball game. So it's finding those areas that you've got strengths in and getting help in those areas that you haven't, or deciding that it's not right for your business as well. Because I think if you're focusing on an area that's not strong and it's not something you enjoy, don't do it. Either get it outsourced or do something different. There's so many ways in which you can be visible now. You don't have to rely on one particular thing. You can find that thing that works for you.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, brilliant. So strategy wise, what would you say you've been doing now to get more visible in your business?
Oh my God. So I actually did the other day, funny enough, you know, I've often said this to you, I think, before as well, but it's one of those things that we kind of keep striving for where we want to be, that sometimes we actually don't often take the chance to reflect on where we've been. And I thought, actually, I'm going to do this. So the other day I kind of sat down with a list, you know, pad and pen, and just made a list of everything that I'd done that actually I would have looked on, I don't know, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, and thought, oh my God, there's no way. There's no way I could do that. So definitely for me, I would say networking was a big thing for me. And I remember kind of walking in the door to my first one and almost I could hear my own heartbeat. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Like, it's just a group of women, for goodness sake. They're not going to be monsters. And anyway, obviously they weren't, and they were really nice. But yeah, so I think networking definitely. I think because I was always quite visible online. And then I remember when you actually turned around to me and said, so what do you do offline? And I was like, sorry, pardon? No, I don't do offline. I literally sit at a computer and I do Facebook, I do Instagram, I do Pinterest. I don't go actually to talk to people. So yeah, networking for me was a big thing. And probably I would say, was it my last meeting? I actually made 2 new connections and they have since become clients. That's really lovely.
Yeah, brilliant.
And again, it's not, you know, and that's the thing. And I am quite conscious that I don't go to networking to kind of think, oh God, you know, I need to keep up my client count and all this. For me, it's not about that. For me, it's almost just to kind of go there, make connections with people, because actually I run a business and I need things like printing and, you know, referrals and things like that. So there's definitely much more you can get out of it rather than going, oh, it's all about me, because that just isn't me at all.
No.
So yeah, so networking definitely would be a big thing for me that I've achieved. I've also made more of an effort to kind of post, enough, I know it's online, but within groups as well. So obviously I'm part of you know, community groups on Facebook and things like that, and obviously they have a specific day that you can kind of, you know, advertise in. So I have been a little bit braver to do that.
Good.
And then obviously if then someone has, you know, put a post and saying, oh, does anyone know anyone that does spray tanning? I've kind of then thought, oh, actually, no, I'm going to be really brave and kind of put myself in and just sort of say, you know, I'm here if you want to PM me, whatever. Because I don't ever want to come across as really salesy either, like, oh, pick me, because then you end up like with so many comments.
And it doesn't have to be. I think that's the thing. I've often talked about how selling is not really my strength. What I do love is relationship building. And I think that's where majority of my business comes from. Yes, I do a lot of online stuff, but the majority of my business comes through relationship building. And I think especially with the sort of area that you're working in, you know, building relationships is going to be really key, because you need them to know, like, and trust you, as with any business. But, you know, they want to feel safe with you and that kind of thing. And you're going to get a much better connection doing things offline as well as that combination online, because I think there's an element of needing both. But especially when you're trying to get clients locally, I think it's really powerful to be attending those networking meetings and building it up that way.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of the things I'd love to share with people that are listening is around your charity event that's come out of being more visible, and how much you've raised for charity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so we basically, it was kind of a long, one of my friends, she's got a connection, and I think it's her husband works on a fundraising team at our local hospital. So that's how the idea first came about. And she kind of said, oh, you know, would you be interested and whatever. So we thought, okay, yeah, we could do that. And then I remember kind of sitting down with my friend and saying, right, well, you know, we need to get a venue, we need to get, you know, all of those things that it takes to organise an event like that. And then we were like, okay, so how many people do we believe that we could invite? Because we were both saying, you know, we would rather keep it to a level and hopefully have a sellout rather than kind of go a little bit crazy. So we had 130 people. So between, I thought, God, I don't even know 130 people. But it's amazing when you kind of start to, you know, chat and you tell your friends and they then bring a table and whatever. So yeah, so the charity was for breast care. It was a breast care appeal for Frimley Park Hospital. And they've been fundraising to almost get the latest 3D imaging equipment that it would take to hopefully, fingers crossed, detect breast cancer sooner. Now their target is something like 650,000 or something. So a lot of money. And anyway, our event, we did food, we had a live band. And it was at a local golf course, and it was a really, really great evening, and we had a luxury raffle. So of course that was helping with my visibility, because I was then having to kind of really step it up and contact local businesses to say, you know, this is what we're doing, would you like to be featured, is there anything you could donate for us, you know, all that kind of stuff, which, you know, the response I had was absolutely amazing. And we raised a grand total of £3,664.65.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done.
So yeah, really, really tough. So now, of course, then it kind of steps up even more. I then thought, right, well, while I'm in the zone of visibility and obviously doing such a, you know, worthy cause, you know, getting all that money for that charity, why not kind of step it up a little bit more and actually contact the hospital and basically say, you know, how do we get this money to you, and do you have a press contact that I could be put in touch with?
Really?
So she then came back to me and said, yeah, that's no problem at all, we would really like you to come and present, you know, like one of those big huge checks.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
I was like, oh my God, where do you get those from? So then I sort of had to find out.
Not at home on your own printer, that's for sure.
Yeah,
where did you get them from? That's a really good question.
Yeah, so you basically go to the bank and the bank do them for you.
Wow.
Yeah, because I never obviously had the opportunity to receive such a huge check.
Brilliant.
So yeah, so we're due to be going there next Monday to present them with this check, and obviously then to hopefully they have a regular like column in the local newspaper. So fingers crossed there will be. Well, I'm saying fingers crossed. I'll be absolutely hyperventilated.
Yeah, no, you need to ask for it. Make sure we know that. So you are featuring this in the paper, aren't you? For sure. And get photos for you too, definitely, because then you can share those.
That's it, exactly.
Visibility even more. Brilliant, well done. And I know another thing that's come out of you being more visible in your business is a local contact with a big business. I don't know if you're allowed to say the name here, so I'm being quite careful with my words.
Okay.
But you've got a local big business that's interested in working with you, haven't you?
Yes, I have. So basically just through being on Twitter and obviously kind of posting like a crazy woman, really. And because I find that with Twitter, it's so fast paced. Whereas with Facebook, I would kind of maybe do no more than like 2 posts a day. But with Twitter, you could almost be on there like every hour because it's so quick.
So far.
But yeah, I don't know if I am allowed to say the name.
Well, just leave it then. We'll just say a fashion company, but it is a big name.
High Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they basically asked me to kind of be on board with their campaign that they're running, which is you can go into the store and purchase, I think it's over £25. Then you're given like a scratch card type thing, and you scratch it off and you can win various different prizes. But I would be featuring in one of the sort of hair/beauty companies that they have representing them. So
fantastic.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. All because you've stepped up and raised your visibility.
Yeah, and it has been fun, to be honest. And at first, what I did kind of look at a networking meeting. I think I might have said this to you maybe before. It kind of reminded me of exercise.
Okay.
Thought where you were like, oh, really? It's 6:30 in the morning. You know, I've got to go for a swim or whatever. There's no way I'm going to feel like doing it. And then you kind of go, no, come on, let's do it. And then you do, and God, you feel so much better. And you really just feel like you've achieved something. And it's not even about kind of going somewhere to then go, oh, I've walked away with a new client or, you know, whatever. But it's actually about that feeling for yourself that you've put yourself out there, and it's not as scary as you first think it's going to be.
Yeah, we do build it into this huge thing that it doesn't really need to be.
Completely.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Completely.
So you've had some really good results, and obviously more to come. You've had clients and charity and big companies contacting you and all sorts of different things just by raising your visibility over the last few months, which is amazing. And it should really be an inspiration to people who are listening to this recording. What would you say are your plans for being more visible going forward?
So my plans, obviously, for kind of taking it to the next level, but not letting it kind of slide either. So one of my plans is to obviously be consistent with my visibility, so that it's always not just that kind of flash in the pan and then it's kind of disappeared and you move on to something else. So definitely to keep that constant kind of flow going. I do want to be really brave and do some videos if I can.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that I'll need to get a brown paper bag just in case I do hyperventilate for that one.
You have kind of just done one right now, so you've started.
I know, that's good because it's with someone else. It's when it's on my own, I'll be like, oh God. So yeah, because I thought what I could almost be sharing with my clients is, you know, how-tos, you know, some tutorials, some product advice, some makeup demos, that kind of thing.
Lovely, yeah.
So that'd be quite good to get my teeth into. The other thing I would quite like to do, and I have kind of been a bit cheeky and put the question out there, shall I say? I haven't yet received a response, but I did email only on Monday. I did email I said to you that I'd done my Sienna X masterclass in my tanning, and the guy that taught us was absolutely amazing. And I basically kind of emailed him and said, is it possible that I could interview you? So hopefully, fingers crossed, it might turn into, he is obviously, I know, you know, he's really busy and stuff, but I just thought, well, do you know what? He's so supportive, and if you don't ask, you don't get.
No, I'm loving it. Brilliant.
I just thought, well, look, come on, if he doesn't reply or, you know, he can't do it, then absolutely fine. But at least I could kind of go, well, I tried. You know,
tried. Absolutely. You are definitely out there rocking your visibility. Brilliant. Well done. It's been really lovely chatting to you. What I'd love you to do is just share a little bit more about how people can find out about you.
Okay, so you can come over to my Facebook page, where I predominantly am most of the time, which is facebook.com Be Beautiful Hair Beauty, all one word. I'm also on Pinterest, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn under Nina Warden. So yeah, you can find me on various places, and my website is www.thebeautifulhairandbeauty.co.uk. So I'd love you to come join me, and if you want to chat about anything that you've heard today, then I'd be more than happy to have a chat with you about anything that you would like to. It'd be just great to connect with you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I think you've done brilliantly, and you are an absolute inspiration to other people.
Oh, thank you very much.
Really well done. So if you want to test out your visibility, you can get my visibility quiz, and you'll see the information on the image for this blab, but it's bit.ly/viz quiz with initial capitals VISQUIZ. So brilliant. Thank you very much for your time today, Nina. I'm glad we managed to get online eventually, and enjoy the rest of your day being visible.
You too, and thank you very much, Ruby. Take care.
Take care. Bye.